And we are back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another interview with a fabulous clinician. Today, we welcome Uriah Guilford from Guilford Family Counselling. Please tell me I've got that right. Excellent.
You have got it right.
And we are continuing the series on cultivating a success mindset, specifically for clinicians, because we're a bit of a special breed. We've got some stuff we need to overcome when we're building a private practice. So Uriah came to the 2016 San Francisco Masterclass last year, and I think he found it to be a fairly worthwhile experience. And he has agreed to share some of his experiences from last year, but also talk into what has resulted and what sorts of things have gone on for him since he's been to the masterclass. So today we're specifically talking about, what are we specifically talking about?
I believe we are talking about views of success, right?
Brilliant. Excellent. Glad we got there. See, we're not completely scripted people. We do actually come here with some preparation, but we like to know that, you know, we can ad hoc things as we go. So Uriah, tell us who you are and who you serve.
Okay, good. I'm Uriah Guilford, and I am a marriage and family therapist of 15 years now, and I'm also the owner of Guilford Family Counselling. Is just about 2 years old, and we are a private practice, group practice that serves teens, young adults, and families.
Yes.
And the cool thing about this, Joe, is that we actually haven't talked much since October, so I get to fill you in.
I know. Although I do stalk you, so I get a bit excited with what I see.
Right. Okay, good. So that's the gist.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm right now, just so you know, I'm not in my therapy office. I work with teenagers. This is my home office. If I turned it around, it would look really professional and awesome. This is my child's artwork and Lego airplane up there and all that good stuff. So
I love it. I love working from home. Yeah. Same. And that's one of the things I love about my practice is that I've got a space in my home and I get to walk down 8 stairs to get to the office in the morning. So that's the best. I love it. Cool. Okay. So you said your practice has been open for 2 years. Is that right?
No, so I got licensed 9 years ago and started a private practice right after I got licensed.
Okay.
So that was 9 years ago, and then almost 2 years ago, launched into group practice.
Okay. So you were on your own for about 7 years, and then you decided to add other clinicians to what you were doing.
Exactly.
Cool bananas. Okay. So that's a pretty lengthy journey. Did you do anything before, like after graduation and getting into private practice? Were you an employee?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. At one point when I was starting my practice, I had 3 jobs.
Oh, of course
so
you did.
I was working in a residential program for adolescents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was also doing private practice on the side. And then I was also working for a friend, learning how to build websites and do internet marketing, which was a huge advantage to the start of my business. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So what made you go, over this now? Or was it always your plan to have a private practice? How did that sort of come about?
It was never my plan, actually. No, I didn't. My plan was to go to college and get a master's level degree, become a licensed therapist, and then that was the extent of my plan. So I had no idea what my proficiency, what my strengths were, etc. I was in supervision with a supervisor of mine, and she just started to talk to me about the possibility, and I was like, well, I guess I should probably try that at some point, not knowing that it would literally change my life. So that was a good supervision session right there.
Oh, I think so. And you're working with an amazing niche. And this was something, like I've talked to you about this many times before. So many people want to tap into this niche. And we know that it's a massive, massive need out there. So talk to me about some of the challenges that this niche has presented for you, and then maybe some ideas on how you've personally addressed them.
Challenges, I guess there's a number of challenges. The main one that comes to my mind is the level of motivation for the actual clients coming in, right? Which is often, my background has been mostly working with adolescent boys, not usually fans of therapy, insight, introspection, feeling, etc.
Talking,
yeah.
Talking.
That's also a challenge for girls to some degree as well. And of course we have some clients that come in that are motivated, that are, want to get some relief from their anxiety or whatever the situation might be. So gosh, I could talk to you for hours about how I overcome those challenges.
Yep.
But basically, myself and all the clinicians that I bring into my practice, we're basically experts. I like to say it's our superpower to engage with young people and get them kind of excited about the possibility of their life being better. Cool. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. This week, I had a session with a 16-year-old boy who was particularly not interested in therapy, and it went quite well, but he was still, at the end, he was still reticent. Yeah. So I had to challenge him to a game of online pool and said, if I win this game, then you got to come back one time.
Wow. That is so cool.
Try to use creativity and, all kinds of interventions to get them involved. And then family therapy is huge. And then group therapy is really important too, especially for teenagers.
So I know that one of the burning questions that people watching this are going to be is, who the hell pays you and how do you get paid? So you've got unmotivated young people. How do you tap into young people? And then how on earth do you get paid?
Well, honestly, one of the best things about serving young people is that the parents are stressed and struggling, and they have all the motivation. Yeah. They have all the motivation. And are generally, depending on their capability, willing to pay to get some support for the family and for their young person, because they just want their kid to have skills, be successful in life, be happy. And at the point that they call us, it's just not working, right? Yeah. So that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's not like, would you like some personal growth? No, this is like, would you like sanity in your house?
Yeah.
So it's good and bad at the same time, right?
Well, but having a third party involved, that's what although my practice niche is completely different, we have a third party involved. So it's like we've got to market and sell directly to the person we're providing services to, but then we have to market and sell to the person who's paying our bills. So, and those two people don't speak the same language and they don't necessarily have the same motivations.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I just want to encourage anyone who has teenagers or young people or moving into teenage years, if you're not on Uriah's list, get on it, because I have a 17-year-old son. I think I've been on your list for 12 months, maybe a little bit longer. And there were some periods of time when my son was going 16 to 17 when I found your emails so helpful. We printed them out and we sat down and read them together, which helped bridge the gap of some communication for us. And then, things got good from there. So if that can happen from an email, imagine what can happen in your room. Anywho, so tell me what you love about being in private practice, because you've actually got something to compare it to. You've been an employee before. So what do you love about private practice?
Most things, actually. And one interesting thing is that I've learned over the last 5 to 7 years, or maybe a little bit longer, that I'm a much better business owner than I am an employee. Yeah. And I work much harder for myself than I did for anybody else.
Wow.
So, but one of the things that I love the most is the ability to use my creativity and really be in control of where my business goes and what I create, what I offer, and being able to expand my income too, and not having any real limits to that. It's pretty amazing. Setting my own schedule, having time flexibility. So many good things.
Yeah, cool.
I've actually, pretty much from the start, I've really loved it, even though there was a lot of struggles.
I still remember one day you saying to me, so I can't do just online marketing. I have to go and talk to people.
Yeah, that was me.
That was a pretty beautiful moment for me. But I think it served you well.
Oh, by the way, I moved into a new office just recently, like a month ago, right? Whoa. And I thought of you because guess who came to my door before I came to their door is my neighbors. And they brought me flowers and a card that was signed. And I was like, they beat me to it.
Damn it. I wonder if it's somebody I know.
So on Monday, I'm going over there to one neighbor with cupcakes and then the other one with flowers. So
good thanks on you. Oh, that's my pleasure. That's my pleasure. And what we're talking about here, people, is a part of a program that I run called 5 Favorite People. And Uriah is expressing his love to his new neighbors. And if you want more information about that, you can find that on my website. But coming back to what you love about private practice. So we know that you love pretty much everything and that you work harder for yourself than you ever did for an employer, which is kind of good news. What frustrates you about being the business owner?
I think a couple of things have been difficult over time. The main one is trying to figure out how to afford to take time off because, working for yourself, being in a service-based business, we all know that if you don't show up, you don't get paid. So that was pretty stressful. And then also along those same lines, riding the summer wave, because
Yes.
working with school-age kids,
Yes.
summer would always dip, and then I would think I'm going to have to close my practice. And
Wow.
it was rough for a couple of years until I kind of got used to it.
Yep.
And those are problems that honestly now I'm solving, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just that there's always work to do. And I mean, part of that's my personality, because I could have better boundaries, but I'm so motivated and ambitious that it just kind of, it's hard to like set the boundaries between work and home life and things like that. Yeah.
How do you know when? It's okay. But so apart from your wife, how do you know personally when your boundaries need some work? What goes on for you?
I didn't know we were doing a session today.
Yeah, sorry.
Just kidding.
Welcome to the interview with Joe.
That's a great question. I have to give that some thought.
Okay.
I think probably when I'm not sleeping enough.
Yeah.
And it comes in waves too, because whenever I'm working on a project that has my, intense focus, then I'm all in on that.
Yep.
So this year, actually, I'm trying to work on taking more rest and relaxation breaks,
Yes.
And so I schedule in, I literally have to go into the wilderness with a backpack and some men and turn off my phone to get away from things.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
I do have a couple of good strategies.
Yeah, you do. I'm all for those really big behavioral strategies, like take yourself where there's no cell phone reception. Because I know that we are so clever that we like to think that we can sit in our home, especially those of us who have a home office, and not work. But I don't know about you, but I escape down here on the weekend and just do an email or do a something, or my boundaries can
totally relate to that.
Yeah. Things can bleed into one another.
It's a work in progress.
It is a work, and I really like that and appreciate that. I think once I understood that I really enjoy my work and I'm really passionate about my business and gave myself permission to do that, it stopped the guilt. Because I think guilt eats us up a lot, because we should be doing this and should be doing that. And especially when we've got young people or children in our home and spouses to care for, like we can shoot ourselves to death, really.
Right.
So you sound like you've been pretty successful. What made you come along to the Success Mindset event last year? Because we hadn't worked together. We didn't really know each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit aware of you on the periphery. And
gee, thanks.
I think I definitely at that point, I mean, this wasn't that long ago really, but I felt successful to a certain degree, but had a sense, like probably a lot of people do, that there was more that I could accomplish, more that I could achieve, and that it was possibly things within myself, my mindset, et cetera, that were holding me back. And I was on the fence about signing up, because I think I was right about that time signing up for a year-long mastermind and some different things. And but I had never, honestly, up to this point, I had taken advantage of coaching on quite a number of occasions, but never done an in-person coaching style event. And so that was interesting. And I thought your energy was something that I really was drawn to.
Thank you.
And then you made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and I said yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you were on the fence and you'd had some experience of coaching before. So did the event actually live up to any of your expectations? Did you kind of walk away going, wow, that was pretty cool?
I guess the good thing is that I didn't really have any expectations, because I hadn't been to anything like this and hadn't worked with you prior to that. So, but I just know the kind of people that are going to sign up and pay for your events are just honestly the kind of people I want to hang out with. So it turned out to be really, I think, really worthwhile. And it's kind of interesting. Sometimes you have those aha moments and you realize, oh, that one right there was worth $2,000, or whatever the thing is. I don't think I had an aha moment, but the things that I learned there and picked up from you and the other people have sort of like unfolded over the last 6 however many months it's been. And then when I was reflecting on that to talk to you, I thought, wow, this stuff really sunk in, especially some of the stuff around money mindset, right?
Yeah.
So it was definitely worth it. And you came to San Francisco, so I had to drive an hour. Just drive an hour to see you, so that was good.
Yeah, that was cool, because I had to fly for 14 to get to you. Right. But that's okay. It wasn't LA. Not a fan of LA. That's why we choose San Francisco. Yes. Yeah, cool. So one of the modules that we cover off is your criteria for success. So I'm interested to know, what did success mean to you before you came to the event?
I don't know that I had a real good definition of success. And I think it was always kind of a moving target in the sense that I was just always chasing, the next strategy, the next tactic, the next, kind of a guru or whatever you want to say, and trying to, I don't know. It was just, I think I was kind of always working and not quite sure what I was aiming for.
Mhm.
So that was one of the things that was helpful, is when we went through defining what success means to you personally. That was really nice. And that kind of helped me. The good thing was right there, I was just starting my group practice.
Yes.
Oh, no, I was a year in.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah.
I was a year in, but I was just about to expand. And so that gave me a good opportunity to get some clarity on what I really wanted. And I can honestly say that, like, today, even though it's not that far in the future, I really am enjoying every day what I'm doing. And it's a bit different than it was 8 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Excuse me for a moment. This is the rusty voice that I said was going to come and play a visit.
Right.
So do you have a more defined way of expressing success for yourself now, or something that's maybe not so movable? What does success look like for you now?
I think focusing on my strengths, in the sense of shifting my time and what I'm actually spending time doing has been tremendous, because now, oh my goodness, my weeks, in general, I look forward to my weeks exactly how I have it laid out. So the time that I have to see clients, which I've minimized a bit, right? And then the time that I have to work on my business. And I just I'm excited to do what I got to do every day. And then I built this group practice where I go to work, and I'm excited to see the people that I've brought into my practice. And it just, there are definitely struggles and hurdles, but it feels like just winning. I don't know, for lack of a better term, it feels like winning. Yeah.
So it sounds like the struggles and the hurdles are almost like an expectation. They're going to come. They're there. They're not something that you necessarily dwell on. It's you've got resources to actually overcome them. Would that be accurate? Yeah. And for me, that's a massive shift that I saw in the group in the program last year, was that when we switched from that whole, what are the problems, what are the things holding you back, right through to, so you now know the resources that you've got within yourself. So it really doesn't matter what's going to come up. You now know where to call on to actually help yourself move forward. So just watching your online status and things that have been changing and the things that you're getting involved in, I can see there's been a real shift upwards for you personally.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you said, that 80% of success is psychology, not tactics.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely stuck. And then when you had me visualize $20,000 in my bank account, that was a good one too.
Yeah. Nice idea, huh? And they're not particularly difficult things to like, when we say it flippantly like that, but in the moment when you're facing all of that fear and angst and all the negativity that comes up for it, having somebody just push you through that in a way that's safe. Because I remember when the lightness that came over you and the fun that came over you when you knew that there was going to be 20 grand in your bank account. That was cool.
Right. And you said too, that don't let money have so much power over you.
Yeah.
And I feel like however that happened, it's not that way anymore.
Nice. Oh, good fun. I might have to listen to that myself today.
Me too, in about 5 days.
Yeah. Very cool. So what do you think has been the biggest change for you since October last year, since the event?
I think that's probably it, because thinking about and feeling differently about money, I think is what allowed me to take this risk that I took recently with taking on a much bigger office space, and even taking on a little bit of debt to furnish that space and expand. If I don't think I would have been able to do that a year ago, and I just wasn't that scared. I can remember one particular walk I took on a morning where I had to like coach myself and figure out all my contingency plans. What happens if everybody leaves, and my practice falls apart. And I figured out a plan. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And it's paying off really big time. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Look at you go. And you're still quite comfortable talking about this. There's no angst in your voice. It's just like, no, it's just a thing. It's just what we did, and it's just how we move forward. Yeah. Do you think that level of confidence has played out in other parts of your life, like with your family? Do you think it's allowed you to become more present, more comfortable with your girls and with your wife?
I've always been pretty comfortable there, but I think confidence and having a sense of pride about what you do, how you spend your time, certainly helps every area of your life. That's been my experience. So yeah, that's a good point though. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I just remember watching you trying to feed your girls Vegemite, and I thought, that's a cool dad. They possibly thought that you were torturing them, but I thought, that's a cool dad.
I have to pay them to try strange things. Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I wasn't going to do Vegemite this year, just in case anyone was worrying. I've got some other ideas, but we don't have to do Vegemite again, I think.
No, you have to.
Oh, I do? Okay, we have to?
It's part of your brand.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Oh, all right. So we're coming up to the last question that's on the piece of paper that we're talking from. So what is the number one thing you think everybody in private practice needs to know?
That's kind of a hard question to answer, because there are more than just one thing. That's not a good sense. There's more than just one thing to pay attention to. Yeah. But I think what comes to my mind is having clarity and then focus. Nice. So you have to know, you talk about this quite a bit. You have to know who you are, what you're good at, and then who you serve. And then you have to literally, I think to be successful in private practice, you have to focus in one direction for a good long time.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
You can't write 2 blog posts and say, what's going on? Why am I not successful? So it really does take time, and it takes a lot of hard work. So.
Yeah, so you're speaking right into that need for instant gratification that we've all kind of got, knowing that, building a business is like sometimes being on a diet. You've got to keep doing the things that you need to do to get the results that you want. Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I think that's why I've been as successful as I have been, because I just literally for 9 years, I haven't stopped.
Yes.
I've been constantly learning, constantly growing. And it was an early business coach actually that helped me with that focus and the clarity piece.
Great.
That was super helpful.
Yeah.
Because if you bounce around and try to start 5 different businesses or try to change your thing, so many times, it's just you're not going to find the momentum, right?
No, you're not. So it's as far as I'm concerned, most people like, I want to change my niche. I'm like, how about we just really get solid about what this niche is? Because it's usually not a niche problem. It's usually you haven't got yourself sorted, or you haven't worked out how to talk to your niche. Yeah, that's really good. So you've mentioned having business coaches in your life for a while. So is it okay if I chat to you about that a bit? So has that been an important decision for you to have somebody in your business world or in your life since you've been out on your own?
I think probably one of the most impactful, influential things has been having business coaches. And then second to that would be, I would say, mastermind groups.
Right.
I remember I believe it was the first year that I ever paid a business coach. And I think I paid her $3,000 in 1 year. And then I was trying to justify to my wife the expense. She was like, "Why are you paying so much for this?" Wow. And then I was able to look back and track $30,000 of added revenue that year.
Wow.
That wasn't all completely tied to that business coaching, but a good portion of it was.
Oh, yeah.
I thought right away, I figured out that this was money and time well spent.
Great.
Just in so many ways. Yeah.
Nice. And it sounds like you've worked with different people along your journey, which I find very exciting, because I think if we think that we've got to find one coach, it's going to be the solution to all of us forever. We're barking up the wrong tree. So how do you go about choosing somebody to work with?
That's a good question. I don't know that I've ever really shopped for a business coach. I've just always come upon them. Mm-hmm. And my first business coach just happened to be a person who worked with young people.
Yeah, great.
And was a family person, and talked about work-life balance and kind of just understood, where I was at in life.
Nice.
And that's how I made that first jump. And then I think through connecting with other therapists, I've met people like you and gotten a chance to work with I think about 4 or 5 different business coaches.
Oh, that's really
organically, I guess.
Yeah, and that's really useful, I think, for people watching this video today, to know that working with somebody doesn't have to be a once in, all in, forever, that different people will become a part of your journey. I mean, I think in the 9 years I've been going, I've probably had 4 or 5 as well. And there are different things that people bring to your business, and we grow at different rates. And if you're not growing, I know for me, one of the reasons I stopped working with someone is because I felt like she had nothing more to offer, and we were just going over the same things again. Anywho, we've moved on from what we said we were going to talk about today. Surprise! So tell me again, or tell me in new words, if you like, how do you talk to your children? Well, this is a completely different question. How would you now talk to your children about becoming successful?
That's a large question. I will tell you one little tidbit is that I have two daughters. They're 9 and 10, and they're amazing kids. And they want more than anything in the world a trampoline. So, and our family just happens to have some particular financial goals right now that we're working towards. And a $400 trampoline is just not in the budget, so to speak, right? So I sat down with them the other day and I talked to them about how we could together start a business and raise some money to get the trampoline that they want. And so, so they were pretty pumped about that. So I'm hoping that the way that I live my life and the things that I teach them just day to day is helping them understand what success looks like, at least a piece of it, right?
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
That's kind of fun. So we're working on picking out the trampoline and then picking out what kind of work they're going to do to earn some money.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good on you, Dad. Well, Uriah, this has been fantastic. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you letting me go off topic and off script there a little bit. And if anybody would like to know more about the Success Mindset Masterclass, which is happening in San Francisco this September, please get in touch with me. There'll be a link below this recording. And I'm really looking forward to watching your success online. See you later.
Jo.
Bye.